Well, hello to everybody. I happen to be in a different cafe, very small, very exquisite, very cozy. And this is my first time here. Yes, it's a wonderful little place. It's got a very nice vibe to it. And we're going to continue this series, okay, of Aisha because I keep finding out more things and more things, and I just want to start putting everything. Every single day, I'm going to put something new out there. All right, I've made up my mind to expose everything, and in hopes, right, that it can help somebody understand the new games, okay, that are being um, the new crime, okay, that's being evolved here in the U.S. and possibly all over the world, right? With these new millennials and this new trend of where IT, okay, technology, is being used. And obviously, technology is always a good thing, but also with the advancement of technology, there's also things that a person can do to also do crime, you know. And again, I'm not saying that Aisha is 100% involved in it, all right, but everything that I am opening up is sort of revealing more and more of a possibility that that might be the case. All right, and but let me continue from last video. For those of you that saw last video, I did expose a lot of things. I did show a lot of things, but I did not show everything. I have been keeping things for other videos, all right, so that you can better understand the behavior, okay, her behavior, and possibly the new behavior of those new criminals that are coming into play. Again, I'm not saying that she is, okay, so do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that she is, but things are not things are not showing any other way but this way, right? And so I'm a little bit concerned because maybe she indeed is innocent, right? But in a court of law, she's going to be found guilty, all right? And so I need to sort of investigate more, expose more, and get really down to the truth, to the bottom of this. A lot of reporters, I'm not a reporter, okay, but a lot of reporters, what they like to do is they like to expose somebody and they'll talk about the crime that was committed, but they don't talk about whether they were found innocent or guilty afterwards. Many of those reporters that have reported something just to get their name known later on, you know, come to find out that the person was acquitted because he was never guilty of it or she was never guilty of it. So I don't approach things in that sense because I'm not a reporter, all right, and I don't gain anything from trying to get more viewers or trying to get more subscribers. I don't gain anything because I don't monetize my channel, all right. And so with that said, everything that I'm saying here is basically for educational purposes, all right, to inform you and to teach you what is the new trend of these millennials and how it is that they function and how it is that the new crime is being committed. And again, I will tell you 100 times over and over and over, I'm not saying that Aisha is, all right, but everything is pointing more towards like that she is this type of a character, all right. And so with that said, all right, like I explained on the last video how I met her. I also explained to you a few of the things that I found out, okay, about her banking, her integrity. I also talked about her false marriage with a person. I also talked to you about some wills, okay, that she has done, including mine, right? And I'm going to even talk to you more about how everything transpired, right? Because me and Aisha were going to form a company because I thought that she was, on the up and up, and I still think that she probably is. I formed a company. Well, let me rephrase that. I started to form a company. I never got it registered. All right. I never did anything as far as registering the company because I have another company that is registered in my name, which actually is Charlez Richard Films. Okay, Charlez Richard Films is a registered name. All right, and so is my name. All right, as a sole proprietorship, and that's how I run and how I operate. Right, but with that said, we wanted to expand, right? It was the idea, and to do more in the production area for content creation and for other things that were evolving, and it seemed very nice. She was on the same page as me, and that's why we hit it off so well. So what did I do? Well, I actually opened a couple of accounts. All right, a couple of accounts. I'm going to show you some in here. Let me see if I can show you some in here. Okay. Oops. Not so much for that. Okay, I guess I have to log in again. All right, give me a second so I can log in again. All right, here we go. All right, okay, and so I opened 5 accounts. All right, and as you can see right here, all right, you can see, I think you can see it right there. Okay, there was 2 accounts that were opened, all right, with Aisha and my name. All right, these 2 accounts, she is half owned because, the concept was that I was going to open this company in both of our names. All right, so she was going to have 50% of this company just as well as I was. And this 50% of the company, she wasn't going to put any money down because she doesn't have any money to put down, right? And so that was the concept behind this idea, right? And so we started, okay? We started by opening up the bank accounts. We did the bank accounts. We set up the bank accounts. There's actually 2 bank accounts in Bank of America under our name, and there's 1 bank account in Chase Bank under both of our names. And the idea, okay, was to these accounts were going to be used for this company, and that was the concept of this whole idea, right? Now, as you can see, okay, there on the Bank of America, there is another account which is my personal business account that I actually own. All right, and so with that said, right, that's what I did, and that's what I did. Now, what is mind-boggling to me, right, is that those accounts, right, when they were created with the intention of being able to pay our employees, pay everything that we were going to be using for the company. And from day one, I always told her, don't spend the money if the money isn't there. Wait till the money is there, right? Now, out of her own will, her own desire, I think her heart was in the right place. I think I still believe that she's a very lovely person in her heart. At least it seems that way to me. And I refuse to think anything else of her. I really do refuse to think anything else of her. But I need you to understand of how negative something like this will look, right? And so the concept was that everything was going to be paid out of these accounts, okay? Not out of her bank account, not out of somebody else's account, not using her contacts, all right, to control and manipulate, okay, the things, how she does it, because everything, this company needed to be completely separate all right, than what she was doing, for her marketing stuff, and so what began to happen was that she started using her money to pay for things that was going to be done for my company or our company, right? But at the same time, that money, right, that funding, right, was also going to pay for things that she was doing on the other side, on her own, right? And I started seeing this, and I didn't like that because I wanted both things to be completely separate. But she did not separate them. She said, well, it's because we need to do things right away. And because we need to set things right away. And the more I thought about it, the more I see that she was going to use the money from this new venture to not only pay for our venture, but to also pay for her stuff in the marketing industry, which she didn't have the funds to fund, right? That's what I began to see, all right? And so I don't know how right I am, and I don't know how wrong I am, all right? But that doesn't seem like a person that is running a company that is legit, or that is a company that has some sort of integrity, all right? And so with this said, I am going to be bringing you a lot of things. I'm going to be bringing you, I'm going to get a lot of people involved. Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to be coming and getting involved because at one point or another, they know her, all right? They're dealing with her, all right? And we're going to get to the bottom of it, all right? One of them is she told me that she had to pay $370 per week for a trainer, okay, to train her, all right? And so she wanted me to pay for it, right? And so I said, okay, I'll pay for it, you know what I'm saying? I never did, okay? I never did because I never gave her the money for it because I told her to wait for the money. That was my concept, wait for the money. No, she didn't want to wait for the money, so she started spending her own money, all right, spending this $370 for this trainer named Eduardo, okay, that works over at Equinox in Miami Beach, all right? And so the problem with that, okay, is that I don't really know if she was actually being billed $370. I think $370 to me, I might be wrong, okay? I just don't know of somebody paying $370 for a trainer, and especially if you don't have the funds for it. So it didn't make sense that she would pay at Equinox $200 per month, and then she would pay $370 per week to this guy Eduardo, and it didn't make sense, not for somebody who doesn't have that sort of funding. All right, I know she says that this is what she likes to do. Okay, it might be, but if you don't have the funds for that, okay, why are you getting it? Why are you paying for something like this? Then, of course, I think that in her own mind, right, she thought that, oh, well, I am with Charlie here, and Charlie is going to pick up that tab. All right, so I didn't mind picking the tab up, but she was never able to provide any substantial bills, any substantial invoices, anything substantial that showed me that actually that there was an actual bill from Eduardo billing her $370, right, for each time that she would train, right? And so things just didn't begin to make a whole lot of sense, okay, because it was all about the money, money here, money there, and so I began to sort of, just sit back and wait and see where this thing went, and I held back and I held back and I held back until she decided to run, okay? I say run, I think it's more like she decided to eventually realize, all right, that I wasn't as dumb as she thought I was. All right, and so maybe that's what it was. Okay, and now maybe she's just trying to play it off. All right, and trying to play the goody two old shoes, right, of how good she is and how this and that. And I think honestly, I think that this might be one of the reasons why she did not keep in touch, okay, with her family, all right, because she possibly didn't want her family to know about uh, all this gritty, ugly stuff that she was involved with or that she was doing, because sooner or later it was going to get her family involved. Okay, so with these next videos, I'm going to talk to you about Eduardo. I'm going to talk to you about who Eduardo is. I'm going to talk to you about a girl that we hired, Yvonne. I'm going to tell you exactly who she is, how we got to meet her, what she did for the company, how she left, and the way that she left, okay, with nothing for me to show that she did any kind of work, all right, because everything was controlled by Aisha. I'm also going to show you about a person that we wanted to bring, Sean, and he was a very smart person. He decided to wait, all right, but I'm also going to introduce the Sean scenario, okay, to you. I'm going to show you also the Lee, okay, how Lee, okay, in one of her marketing deals, how she responded to Lee and what Lee's opinion is. I'm going to show you about a guy named Taylor, who also was the first one that told me not to deal with her. I'm going to show you about Equinox, okay, which is the places that she hangs out, and I'm going to show you about Ampersand, all right, and Emily, all right, who is the person that runs Ampersand, and show you the interaction that we had there and the stuff that we did there and the reasoning behind that, okay, for her. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you also Luz, okay, who is the person that was looking into our condo that we were going to purchase, So I'm going to show you all of this. I'm going to open the whole thing up, okay, so that you guys can see, all right, everything that transpired, and so that you guys can see the mind, okay, that is possibly in her own mind, okay, she thinks she is right, all right, and also I'm going to show you the place where she supposedly her belief system is based on, which is a sect that comes from the Amazons that use hallucinogenics, all right, as a drug that's very potent, all right, and they believe in this because it's supposed to, I don't know what it does, what I'm saying, or their real belief system. The only way that I see it is that, that's a place where they go and get high, all right, that's the bottom line, all right, and they want to make it believe like it is a religious sect. And I'm going to show you all these places in the Miami area. I'm going to show you the place where she hangs out. I'm going to show you where she's at also, all right, because she thinks we don't know where she's at, but we do know where she's at, all right. And I'm going to show you also where her mother is residing. I'm going to show you where her father is residing. I'm going to show you the aunt and how she responded, all right, who called me from a hospital. And I'm going to show you her family, who is a law enforcement officer. And I'm going to, because guess what? Okay, if a law enforcement officer knows about a crime that is being committed and she is hiding this person, she can very easily lose her badge. All right, and so I'm going to show that to you. All right, I want to show all that. I'm going to expose all that, all right, because I'm coming from every single direction and more, okay, and more, okay. I'm just getting started, okay. So anyways, it's going to get really interesting, all right, so hang tight, okay, because we're in for a ride, and it's going to be a very interesting one. All right, this is Charles Richard, all right. If you want to see more about this development and how it develops, the story develops, please subscribe. And that way you won't miss, okay, our next developing story, which will be here tomorrow. I honestly am trying to commit myself to at least posting one, if not two, videos per day, all right, in regards to this developing story. And for the meantime, thank you for watching me, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.